In a garage far, far away, in a time long, long ago, there was a Topps trading card game that no one's heard of. Welcome back to JD's Rips, Breaks, and Collectibles.
All right. I'm not going to cut the front of the box this time. I'm not cutting the back of the box either, apparently.
Had that force protection.
I guess so. Insert speed run of me trying to get the stupid box open. Now, one thing about this box that I don't really know how to describe it. Daryl, feel the top of this box.
It's velvety.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Velvety sounds good. Oh. Okay. They didn't need to make the box this big, but it looks nice. For the $180 price tag. Okay. So this box contains 8 packs, and there are 10 cards per pack.
Alright. What do you call a Jedi's form of birth control?
You got me.
A Skywalker.
Oh. Oh.
That's why I wanted you to put it down, so if you didn't want the joke, we didn't have to do it.
Oh, no, we're keeping it in. We're keeping it in. It just, it took me a second. And then when I figured it out, yeah. Okay, so, in this hobby box, you are also guaranteed 4 numbered parallels per box. So each card is going to contain an individual and what planet they are from. Boy, these cards are wicked shiny.
2-1.
Which, yeah, I mean, to me they're chrome. Yeah, it does say Topps Chrome. Okay. But it doesn't say chrome on the box. Huh, that's interesting. Because on the box, it's just Topps Star Wars hyperspace trading cards. Doesn't actually say chrome on it. Huh. Strange. Alright, let's see if we kill the light. Nope, way too dark. Alright, we're just going to have to deal with some shiny chrome. So then you have Palpatine of Naboo. A Mustafar Lava Flea. Okay.
They're really big in the comments, I hear.
Anti-infantry turret from Hoth. Huh, I thought it was just going to be individuals.
That is individual.
Well,
Well, Todd.
The AAT battle tank from Naboo. Boss Liani? I don't know. Comment below if you know. That one's beyond me. The Mustafar panning droid. Wow. There's a lot more variety here than I thought there was going to be. The Wookiee gunship from Kashyyyk. And Kylo Ren from Mustafar. And then we have another Hoth turret. Which actually, please hold. So actually, okay. So this is the base card of the Hoth. Mm-hmm. And this one is the refractor. Here, let me see those.
Nice.
And then the Kylo Ren. I'm going to have to look at the number code and see. Oh, here it is. So this is a 37 out of 75. And I am going to put in whatever pattern this is. Okay, and I looked it up. The out of 75s, they are classifying this parallel as galactic dust. Which, I mean, okay, it's shiny, it's dust. What do you think, Daryl? What would you call that particular pattern?
I would say that this pattern is more of a, yeah, probably stardust, rainbow. I like glitter.
Yeah, it seemed very glittery to me. That
Yeah.
was what I was thinking, but
glitter's a form of dust.
yeah.
I can get that.
Yeah. We have got a lot of characters from Mustafar. I wasn't expecting that. So we didn't really look at this at all, to be perfectly honest with you.
No.
This was kind of like a let's explore this together type of box.
Yeah, he straight up told me, I know you like Star Wars, let me test your gangster. And I'm like, nah, man, Firefly's where it's at. Serenity's the best movie.
We are going to agree to disagree. I have an uncle who loves that movie. You and him can talk about that, but we're going to focus on Bespin, the Cloud Car. That's cool. And let's see. So it does also, we didn't look at the back of many cards, but it does also show you what film it is from. So in this case, it was The Empire Strikes Back. Oh, and we have a Kadu from Naboo, a battle droid from Naboo, a speeder from Naboo. Oh, the probe droid from Hoth. The Boomba from Naboo.
Boomba.
User the Boomba. And then another character from Bespin. And Rogwart, which is from the Clone Wars series. Did you watch Clone Wars?
I did. That was one of the best animated shows.
So, this fellow here ring a bell?
A bit. This is nightmare fuel. Oh my god.
Alright, so looking at the code key on Topps' website, the BF series is a insert for There's Always a Bigger Fish. So these are focusing on creatures that are within the sets. So Daryl, being as you're not the biggest Star Wars fan, what series of the films did you like? 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, 3, or after that?
After that was absolutely not it. I would definitely say 4, 5, and 6. It's just the way that everything was made.
Yoda
I understand that
Kashyyyk?
1 through 3 wanted to come first, and they wanted to get some tech that's a little bit better to promote those movies and actually film those movies. But nothing's going to beat the way that you first initially watched it, and
Absolutely.
I watched it the way that it came out.
Exactly. So we have K3PO from Hoth, which is just 3PO winterized.
This is Bender from Futurama. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then R2D2 Hoth. I don't know. This picture of R2 being all messed up looking, I think this is from when he was in the swamp.
Yes.
So, Hey, do a little better, guys. And then we have the general of the Gungan army. And one of the servants for Queen Amidala. Or handmaiden, I'm sorry. She's a handmaiden. And then we have a generic rebel trooper from Hoth. The base card variant for Kylo Ren and Mustafar. Then there's C-3PO from Hoth. And Nuna, who is also from the Clone Wars. And this is, again, the BF number. So this insert is the There's Always a Bigger Fish.
Why is all these things just fucking demons?
I mean, so far, there's a lot more variety of these cards than I thought there was going to be. I'm very curious how many Mustafar variants there are, because that definitely is what we're leading with, by far. And then we have the Millennium Falcon from Hoth. The Gungan Bongo. I had no idea. Did they say Bongo in the movie?
Maybe.
Comment down below if they called it the Bongo. I don't remember that, but it very well could have been. Then we have this gentleman from Bespin. Rick Ali from Naboo. He was the pilot for Queen Amidala's ship. Save for Naboo. Obi-Wan on Mustafar. So, okay, I guess the images... Yeah, let's see if the images change with the planet in the background.
Okay.
Because... Ooh, we got something shiny back there. So I wonder if they have every person with different planets in the background. Let's see.
That I would believe.
But like all the Naboo ones, it truly has been everything from Naboo. So people like Obi-Wan, who have been on plenty of different planets in the film series, it'd be interesting to see if they have images from all the different planets. So then we have like the Republic frigate from Naboo. Mm-hmm. And from Kashyyyk, we have the Republic attack gunship, which is 12 out of 50.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Edge of the ship, Republic, yeah. That is a nice card. And then in the back behind that, we have... Oh, yep, so while these are AT-ATs, it is just the Battle of Hoth refractor. It is not the actual vehicles independently. And that is a GE. So let's see what that insert is.
I snored that night.
Yep. Sure you want to do this? Yeah, totally.
Dude, I'll pick this up tomorrow.
So the GE is from the Galactic Eras.
And welcome back to JD's Rips, Bricks, and Collectibles.
Here we are, 3 days later?
We were here yesterday.
That's a lie.
No, it was yesterday.
Dude, it was not yesterday.
It was totally yesterday.
It was not. Today is Monday.
Yeah. And we did this yesterday, Sunday. Would you like me to look at the other recording?
Why am I... No.
Yeah, I was just tired yesterday.
Yeah, so right. That was yesterday.
And we left everything close to what it was, with the exception of this one card here that's not even on frame.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
And no, it's the next day.
It is the next. Why am I?
You're tired now.
I'm the one who's tired now, but I have a replacement.
Yeah, Brandon.
So this should work. Yeah, so Red Bull, if you would like to sponsor us, or Celsius.
Celsius, you're newer. Yeah, you need the official drink of trading cards. Not really, but if you pay us, we'll say it.
And considering this is an American trading card show, if there is someone who might like to make a Fahrenheit energy drink, totally for it.
You know, I think that's more of a joke, but I wonder where this is made. We're not going to do this right now because you're not paying us, but...
If you pay us... All right.
Going back to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars. Yeah, I feel better too right now. This is good.
Also, the video beforehand might be adult only. We're going to decide whether or not we're going to swap that. I did an off-color Jedi.
So no, we're gonna keep that.
Okay.
But we are looking into having videos, maybe this channel or a separate channel that is geared towards kids, because a lot of trading cards, especially things like Star Wars and such, young people should be able to enjoy. This, what the heck? This better be from the Clone Wars series.
It's not. That's from I think that's from the comic.
Yeah, but look how animated it is. Galaxy of Creatures. Okay, what the heck is that?
It could be from the Clone Wars.
No, but
no, that's not from the Clone Wars. That is from. I want to say it's. When did these cards come out?
So they are labeled as 2024, but they weren't released to the public until 2025.
Yeah, so this might be from like the weird What If series that was on Disney Plus.
Yeah, whatever Galaxy of Creatures is.
Yeah. But this is not the Clone Wars. This looks like Disney art.
All right, I'm going to insert here what Galaxy of Creatures is, because I don't know. But then we have a nice Droideka from Naboo. An ISP speeder from Kashyyyk.
And if anyone's watching that is into Pokemon, I'm just going to put it out there now. That means I am not going to say any jokes about any evolutions. So, if you're expecting those kind of off-color jokes later, just refer back to this video of why we're not going to do that.
Well, that, and we're probably not getting those cards.
Oh, no, just in general.
In general, okay.
Yeah. We're just not going to make any Espeon or...
No, we will, because we're going to put out two different types of videos.
Oh, no, we're not making those kind of... No, we're not. No,
I'm the one who edits it, not you. Anyway, so...
Sounds like a furry to me.
We have the base card and then the out of 50 refractor.
So we normally talk about these as we're doing it, so I'm going to just put it out there. I like these style of cards just in terms of how they're made. What I don't like is how glossy they are.
So that's because this is a Chrome product. So all of Topps Chrome's cards are glossy.
So...
Which, I'm the opposite. I like that.
I know for Topps baseball cards, someone made a way to play with them. There was actual rules, and you can go against people. It is not something that Topps made themselves.
Quick interruption.
Yep.
So we have another numbered 76 out of 199, 2-1B from Hoth. This is the droid that was creeping on Luke when he was in the Bacta tank.
Yeah.
Continue.
Put that with the ones over here.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
I don't understand why Topps makes so many cards that are not playable, but that's because I'm more of a TCG player than I am a collector. Pokemon got popular for collecting due to the TV show, but it's always meant to be a playable game. So when I see cards like this where it's more image with nothing about power, defense, abilities, I just kind of wonder what really is the point. So if you're watching and you collect Topps cards and you collect things like this, let me know. Do you have a binder for them? Are you hanging them up? do you put them with your Star Wars collectibles and you're like, hey, I really like Chewbacca and I have a Millennium Falcon, so I'm going to put this next to my Chewbacca and Millennium Falcon action figures? What's the appeal for you? Bam.
So, I mean, that's generally speaking a fair question. And I can say that because, what the heck? Okay. That's a card. Lobot. I didn't remember this guy's name. Don't even know if I ever heard it in the movie. Trade Federation ship. So yeah, for cards like these, that's a very fair point. For sports cards, it kind of makes more sense. You want to collect your team, etc. But yeah, for these types of cards, well, like for example, if out of everything we've pulled so far, I wouldn't mind keeping this. It's going to be on our eBay store, but I wouldn't mind keeping that. If it's only like worth $1, I would keep it, which it's a gold refractor. It better be worth more than $1. But you get the principle.
So my thing is, well, I do get it as a Star Wars fan. You would want to collect it because.
And again, you're talking when we pull a parallel.
Yes.
So we have 139 out of 199. Rogwart off of Mustafar. Ooh. See, these I like the still images from the film. These cards, like this is something, not necessarily this card in particular, but in general, like the Battle of Hoth one that we pulled, like, yeah, I like that. And this is, I mean, just visually, this is to me a very nice card.
So those I would definitely give more credit to because they're taken right out of the movie. If you're a fan and watched it like in theaters, you're gonna really go crazy for something like this. But for my point, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a card game for Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Like something playable that they already collect. So for a collector, you can find your favorite character in a card game that already is established.
All right, I just want to point out really quick. Mm-hmm. This card is actually as blurry as it looks. I don't know what the heck is going on with the right side of Han Solo's face, but yikes.
Maybe it was blurry in the movie and they just didn't correct
They got a horrible still image. Because it is drawn from the movie, definitely. But I know there's plenty of times where you can see his face, and it doesn't look like that.
No, he looks like... What's that comedian? He looks like Ray Romano.
Wow, what you got against Ray Romano?
No, he just looks like he's confused right
now. So I'd have to watch the movie again. I mean, this is obviously, dude, it's so like.
It's gonna say what movie this specific film.
Oh yeah, no, it's from Strikes Back. I know that, but, just like. There were so many parts of that movie where he was in this general pose where they could have got a still image where his face didn't look like that.
And again, this is nothing against Topps, so if Topps ever wants to send us some stuff later,
that is against Topps because I got this directly from Topps and this is like $180 product. So
I feel like they probably just hired someone to get random images of specific characters.
Oh, they did. Like Wedge. Like, look at that. The Wedge has so much less screen time than Han Solo. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that image.
That's also weird that this is the image they chose for Han Solo. Like, is there multiple Han Solos?
So I'm wondering that too. And because that's on Bespin, correct me if I'm wrong. It says on the bottom, on the front.
Yes.
It's on Bespin. So, like...
But does that mean I'm going to get a Han Solo for every planet he's been in?
I think we should, but I don't know. And I'm hoping we do, but I have a feeling we're not going to.
Yeah, Topps, you need to pick them a little bit better.
And like, I mean, because the animated series, except for the very, very, very original Clone Wars series, the ones where the episodes were like 3 minutes and 30 seconds apiece, those are the only ones that really mean anything to me. So like this janky looking cartoony dude does nothing for me. But hey, if you like it, It's going to be on our eBay store. So this is from the Clone Wars, but not the Clone Wars that I'm talking about. The actual series that everybody likes.
Now, again, my eyesight's really bad, so I have to, like, actually look at it. And, yeah, this is something from the Clone Wars series. The only thing is, this is like a random bug they destroyed on one planet. Why did you make a card for this?
So here's the thing. Originally, I was kind of thinking that, but they are covering a lot. They're covering a lot of movies. They're covering a lot of different characters. So I'm actually okay with that.
Here's why I'm not, right?
Yeah.
I loved the Clone Wars because it went over the clones themselves. How they're all individuals, even though they didn't initially start like that.
What's the last pack magic? What do you do?
Oh, you slap it. You can just like hit it against the ground.
Not like that.
Just let go. Like that. And you move them all.
All right. Next big product we open, like with a lot of packs, I'm going to slap it how I want to slap it. You slap it how you want to slap it. And we'll see who gets a better card.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like, comment below how do you slap your cards.
Are you sensual or do you hate it?
And this is why we have to make multiple variations of these videos.
So the clones, right?
Back to the clones.
The clones in the show all had their own names, the code names. They had special armor. Look through how many cards we just opened and see how many clones we got.
All right, I won't fault you on that one. There are a lot of different Wookiees.
And we didn't get multiple clones.
Did we even get a clone?
We had one that is a clone trooper, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it was a clone. I think it was like an elite trooper.
All right, we're going to, after we finish this deck, we're going to pause it, and we're going to find that card.
We're going to try to find which ones have the clone armor and which ones are actually clones.
Nuna. We have Nuna from Naboo. There are a lot of Naboo cards. And they definitely ran out of stuff, because I don't remember Nuna.
What I think is happening is copyright between what Top is allowed to take and what Disney is saying is okay.
Well, no, because Topps has a deal with Disney.
Yeah.
And we're back. See, and that's why we have to make 2 different videos, because there's a Family Guy clip that I'm going to insert with this one.
That's totally fine.
Could you see what the card was?
No. Planetary Ion Cannon?
When they made their Star Wars something Dark Side or whatever the heck they called it.
Yeah.
He was like, fire, boob, nipple gun.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. So our 153 out of 199, we have the Trade Federation Battleship. Seeing like what you were talking about with, and then we have a base refractor, Chewbacca. But like what you were talking about with things you'd want to collect. So, like you brought up going to see the movies. Because of my age, episode 1 was the first thing I was able to see in theaters. Mm-hmm. So something like this, yeah, I like the way it looks. I think it's good. Like this is something, you know, obviously depending on the price, I wouldn't mind having.
No, I'm going to be real with you though.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who collects a lot of nerd stuff,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind a trading card of just Captain America's shield, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I would display that next to a model of Captain America's shield. Those ships definitely have Lego models or some type of model. I need you to tell me where you're going to get a model of this.
So, like anything else, there's products that are made for different people, different generations. Obviously, don't get me wrong, there's going to be adults that like Nuna, but I feel that's more of something like a kid would be wickedly excited to have. Yeah, case in point. But, I mean, there's also adults. I mean, bronies exist, so you can't tell me that there's not a full-grown man or woman who's like, hey, I like me some Nuna.
So this is going to be for the part of the video for adults. If you like Nuna that bad, I want you to put it in the comments and look up Failure Art Show on Twitter. And if
Don't tell me you drew that,
dude.
dude.
The first 3 people to tell me they want Nuna, I will draw you a Nuna.
Wow.
But I don't believe any of you exist. And I'm sure someone's going to come at me for spite, and I'm going to ask you a very specific question about Nuna. And people who are that into it would know the answer.
That's fair. That's
okay?
fair.
I don't think it exists. I think that Topps picked characters and creatures that shouldn't have cards. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but they put them over characters who definitely needed one. Like, I'm sure there's a Darth Vader card out there.
We definitely pulled that.
No, we pulled a Kylo Ren.
I thought we had a base Vader.
Yeah? What about Leia? There's no Leia.
I feel like we had a base Leia too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We did this yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. And I was definitely more alert than you were yesterday. So
there was no Jar Jar Binks. There was another race of him.
I was gonna say we pulled more Gungans than I would have thought made sense. Like, I don't remember his name. Again, we did that. That one was pulled yesterday, but the one who was like, "Cha Cha, take the Boomba," that dude. He was funny. He was entertaining. I totally understand why he would have been picked, right? But there was another person, or not person, another Gungan. No reason for him to be in the set above potentially other people.
And I understand that we're not going to pull every Jedi, right? But do you know how many Jedis we got?
No, I don't. I'll add it into the video, but I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm going to guess right now we pulled half a Jedi, with the half a Jedi being Luke. Not Luke. 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 Because I'm not even going to give his father the credit of being a Jedi. He's a Sith. I'm going to just go by what you ended at. You're a Sith.
Okay.
So we get...
Wow, no.
Yeah.
What you ended at. He redeemed himself at the end of episode 6.
Killing yourself's not redeeming yourself.
Well, depends what religion you follow. But it's not that he killed himself. If everything ended when it was supposed to, he technically killed Darth Sidious. I mean,
yeah, but the Sith have a thing. Only one can be whatever, right? So that doesn't immediately make you a Jedi. He got his little Jedi ghost stuff, so I guess maybe.
And like, no offense to these women, but we did not need both of you. We did not need both of you in this thing. Here.
Are those council
They're
members?
2 different queens from Naboo that were not Padme. We did not need those 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
Oh no, that one was $200.
No, it was one I was going to keep for myself, though.
But we'll be right back. We're going to look through these and see which ones were actually good. And we'll have an idea of what fans would actually look at. And we're going to include some of everything. All right?
We'll be right back. We've been arguing about this way too much off camera. So, Daryl, you present the cards and let's have our conversation about it.
Okay, because this one is fresh. I looked at this card and went, "Where is he from?" And this says the Empire Strikes Back. I'm like, all right, that's standard. That's standard series, right? That's
the camera can't see the card.
That's original. Yeah, I know it couldn't see because I was like, John, who is this guy? Because I don't remember him. I've seen the movies every year for Star Wars Day. Who the fuck is this guy?
And my response was, I don't even think he had a line in the movie.
Why? Why would you pick him over anyone else? Like,
we are in agreement with him. 100% we are in agreement.
Okay. Next, we have there's actually his name, which...
Pedar Salardo.
But he is a Cloud City god. I think we went to Cloud City once in the movies.
So in the primary movies,
once. And I'm sure we went to Cloud City
and
again.
This one was from The Empire Strikes Back. It's not like this was in the Solo movie. He went to Cloud City. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. But that wasn't taken from that.
Right,
you would
exactly.
think that if there was a newer version,
right, if it made sense, if it was more predominant or relevant, All right,
now
who's next?
Just to show that it's not just straight hate, these are the characters that I think, yeah, we got some clearance for, right? This is a hard maybe, but like
maybe.
Well, compared to
He's
everyone,
Palpatine.
is he Palpatine?
Oh, dude, that's Senator Palpatine.
Yeah, that is Senator Palpatine.
Daryl's
You're
half
right.
blind,
Right.
just to.
But right.
Okay, so I didn't watch The Bad Batch, neither did you.
Nope.
So it's a little unfair of us.
But he's holding a lightsaber. That's all you really need. There were so many bad cards, we didn't realize we had one Jedi.
I forgot about that.
And then Yoda. These are the most two well-known Jedis in the main series. And we didn't realize we pulled them because this happened yesterday.
And there was so much other filler cards that, yeah.
We have R2-D2, which
staple
absolutely
right? required.
We have C3.
No,
hold on.
K3PO.
Right, C3PO
to me, that
somewhere
seems
else.
unnecessary. So what I think is they had to have a certain number of cards for every planet. So for Hoth, I guess they ran out of people. Unless they used main characters.
And here we go. It's a different.
Yeah, it's
so,
actually C3PO,
okay.
100%.
We got Kylo Ren.
Absolutely belongs there.
Understood, right? Who else absolutely belongs? Yep, 110%. You need this guy. Understand. Now we're getting into the soft. No. These two are needed. This could have had a way better picture.
Yeah, the picture tops you were lacking. That's okay. So here's where I'll argue about Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
They did. He was in the original trilogy, and they did bring him back for. I don't remember every movie he was in, or if he was only in one, but they did bring him back in the 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
No, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11. He was back in the 7, 8, 9. So to me, he makes sense more than that guy from Hoth, who I don't even think had a line in the movie. Like, Wedge certainly belongs there comparatively.
Right. You have a Imperial droid. I can see that. I can see someone having a figure of this. And
absolutely.
They like it, right?
Absolutely.
I'm going to put down the rest of this list because while I'm sure someone cares about this, I'm not going to fight against it.
Because that's not... Right? We haven't watched... I don't know if you watched the Clone Wars where he was in it. But anyway...
This is the one card I thought was a clone, and that's purely because of the uniform he's wearing, or she is wearing. Don't know, because this is not a clone. This is an AT-AT driver. Let it be known it's not an AT-AT pilot, because you're driving the walking thing, whatever. Could have sworn driving is just for things with wheels. But on its card, it just describes what the job of an AT-AT driver is, in case the name didn't tell you.
All right, this is where we're going to differ for sure. So, here's why I am okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. Oh, that's right over here. So, I am okay with having this card because let's say you have the AT-AT and that's your deal, right? You have something to go with it, and if you are fortunate enough to be in possession of what I think is a really good looking card, like I could see if you had this, like not in the forefront but in the background for a display, you have the card of the driver. To me, that makes sense.
Okay. I just don't think that makes sense over the 8 different clone troopers that were in the Clone Trooper show that all had different names.
So I don't disagree with you, but we have to look at it from the aspect of how this set is put together. Everything revolves around the planets. So Hoth, we are only going to have stormtroopers. We don't have clones. But other than that, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I don't know if it's just because I'm really into the Clone Trooper show. Mm-hmm. But the idea that we didn't get a single Jedi from the show yet. And it could just be that it's bad luck. We didn't pull a Ahsoka. But come on. Really?
Yeah, and again, depending how many they have. But there are just so many people from Naboo in particular. And let me make sure. Yeah, she's from the Phantom Menace. There's just too many Naboo people. live action Naboo people, like that. Like, okay, don't get me wrong, fan service for the die hard fans, absolutely.
And
But
and again, I was looking at this going, why is this speeder flying off planet? It's because the planet that they're from is behind it. So it's bad design. It made me think that it's flying.
Bad design. It's you not understanding the concept of this set.
Oh no, it's definitely me not understanding the concept of the set. But if I was a kid to pull this, I'm like, this shouldn't be flying off road, because I did not once look at this and go, what's that red thing behind him? That's not a thought that most people are going to have.
So you mean to tell me? And I was surprised you didn't bring up this card. But so if you see the Boomba card, your first impression is, oh no, a giant Boomba is about to destroy that planet.
No, I really looked at that card. I shit you not, and just went, it's a blue spear inside of another spear. That whole thing must be one thing. It's just coherent with each other.
Gotcha.
I thought it was interacting with each other. I thought it was just, it's part of the scene. And it wasn't until I saw a ship flying off of it with a trail coming off of it, going, that trail is coming from the side of that ship, that planet. That trail. How is it flying off planet? And the other ships don't have the trail. So that's where my mind just went, why the fuck?
Right. I totally get it. Now, okay, how do you feel about the Boomba? I'm gonna let you rant about it first, and then other than, the visual aspect, but is this a card you look at and you're like, why is this card existing?
A bit. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you.
And so I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna look at how the Boombas look with all the different refractors and the parallels. I'm if I find one that really catches my eye, I'm gonna buy it and grade it and keep it in my collection. Because I'm one of those people who was real. Episode 1 was like amazing for me because I saw it as a kid. So that's something where if I can find a version, it has to be something I actually enjoy. But I'm gonna look at all the parallels, and if there's something I like, I'm gonna get it.
And again, I'm sure it's just we had bad luck. But like, did people really dislike my boy so much that we got 2 of his cousins and not him? Okay,
so General Tarpals, whatever the heck, however you say his name. So, okay, this is a great example, right? So, if you're really into episode 1, The Phantom Menace, him speaking to Jar Jar, use of the Boomba, he threw it, and Jar Jar screwed everything up, but it actually worked out in the end. I could totally see having him, the Boomba, and Jar Jar, and putting all 3 of them together. And, furthermore, we have the tank somewhere, getting the droid tank and making like a little diagram using the cards.
And no, I'm not saying that these guys shouldn't be in the set. That's totally fine. But I'm just saying that they are so on the line for me that yes, you can make an argument for it, and I'm there, I get it. But the unnamed AT-AT driver, as someone who wants to collect things about the AT-AT, sure, that would be great. But how many? It's such a little percentage that just the card alone for the AT-AT, and then we also got the scene of the AT-AT walking. That was a separate card. Those 2 alone would have been perfect for that set next to an AT-AT model.
Yeah,
I don't think the driver was needed. I'm sure somewhere they made an action figure for it.
Oh, 100%.
But I'm sure it's only like maybe 5. Compared to how often they redo a Clone War, a Clone Trooper figure.
That's fair.
That's fair. I just feel like if you're thinking fan base, if you're trying to promote that, and I know this isn't Topps, I'm now talking mainly towards Disney. I used to work at a store where we sold the helmets for a lot of like different things. There were so many Stormtrooper helmets. There was not a single AT-AT driver helmet. If you care about the fans that much, make the helmet for it. Make the helmet, and I'll open it up on video.
So, I didn't talk with Daryl about this, so this is going to be news to him. But So this was another thing I was contemplating to do for a show, or videos. Would be so. In addition, we have the normal videos where we show the products, but like this, where we really discuss our personal feelings on the products. Because we've been doing this for like probably 15 minutes now, so
yeah,
I may actually separate this.
This is going to be a whole different video. I'm gonna do an intro that's just going to be cut in front, but this is a whole separate video.
This is going to be a whole separate video, which I think is good. So comment down below on this separate video and tell us if you like it. But
I'm going to let you know right now for the separate video, because we're going to say separate video for a while. We don't know what to name this separate video, this hot takes of what's going on.
We are not calling it that.
We're not going to call it that. There's too many things that's already called that. Let us know what we should call this discussion first, because it's so different. Because some sets we're really going to like, some sets we're not going to like. Like, there is a baseball video that you're never going to see.
You're never going to see it.
And we had...
The cards will be up on our eBay store, but you're never going to see the video.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's just going to be so much that we will talk about and just go, why? And if it's a thing that we both have in common, like, we're both Star Wars fans, more John than me.
Yep.
But I have a drone of an X-Wing that I'm looking at. Right? I have a Star Wars keyboard for my computer. I am a Star Wars fan to some degree. And it is just not... This is not it for me.
So we're not... Ooh,
it's fine. This is wax.
Something?
It's
okay,
wax.
Good. So we're not going to do this now, but being that collectibles is part of our series... or our channel, we are going to have a collectibles series, which
don't turn during the video. It's not going to look good for whoever's watching.
Yeah.
But
all right, you get what we're getting at.
Yeah,
this is going to be one of the collectibles.
And when I have it charged, it has lines from the movie, and it lights up. But you know, I flew this for a little while. This was a fun thing, and I enjoyed the mess out of this. So I wouldn't go out of my way to buy something so pricey and expensive if I didn't at least care about the franchise a little bit. And as someone who gave somewhat of a shit about this set, Tops, talking to you again, kind of disappointing. The artwork wasn't there for it. I get that you took it from the direct source, but you could have did a little bit better. No one would have been upset at you if you would have did a little bit of a touch up to Han's face before you.
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
Before you put this out.
That is my biggest takeaway from this is the Han card just somewhere in this mess.
That looks like Ray Romano for some reason. Ray Romano. I'm sorry.
Hey, leave Ray Romano alone.
My parents watch the show still.
Oh,
so
dude, everybody loves Raymond.
Yes, so I get to see him be so disappointed looking at the camera when he screws up. And that's exactly the vibe I got from this Han Solo picture.
Yeah, no, the Han Solo one, which I can't find right now. Very, very disappointing. Oh, here we go. Speak of the devil. Very disappointing. Come on.
He looks like he's looking at his wife up the steps going, "You're not going to cook dinner? Just because I said my mom's dinner was better? What's wrong with you?" Knowing damn well he's the issue. It's
No, you know what this is? This is Harrison Ford's face when he landed on the taxiway at the airport. That's what that face is.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, this has been JD's Rips, Breaks, and Collectibles. And definitely let us know what we should call this series. And maybe we'll listen to you. Maybe we won't. But we will see you next time.
Have a nice one.